Sup lads, welcome back to another video, and it's that time of the season again. It's gone so quick. I seem to say this every video now, but it literally seems like yesterday the season was starting. But I'm going to be going through my Premier League 2020-21 team of the season. It's probably gone a bit quicker this year just because this started a bit early, didn't it, in September, and also the last season finished later in July, was it? I think it finished. So yeah, it's been a shorter gap, but still it doesn't seem like that's already 6-7 months ago now. It's crazy. It's already that long ago since the season started. It's gone so quick. But as I said, today it's that time of the year. My Premier League team of the season, I think there's only 5 or 4 games to go, so today is, I think, a good time to look at my team of the season. Obviously, I think the FIFA 21 one came out, I think, yesterday, so there you go. I'm going to be doing mine today. We're going to be playing a 4-4-3 attack formation, sorry, and we'll have some honourable mentions at the end. We're going to start off with goalkeeper, obviously. Now, this was a bit of a tough one. There was a few I could have put in there, maybe Edison, Edouard Mendy, maybe Nick Pope even, but I have gone for Emi Martinez for Aston Villa just because he has pulled off so many jaw-dropping saves this year. Every time I watch the Villa highlights on Sky, he just seems to make at least one great save every game. I think I made him only see him maybe make 1 or 2 mistakes this year, which is very consistent for a goalkeeper, especially if you're playing for Aston Villa, who obviously will come up against a lot more shots than like Man City and Chelsea, who obviously have Edison and Mendy, but have gone for Martinez for this one. But Edison's a very, very honourable mention. We're going to go for right to left on defence. So we've got João Cancelo at right back. I know he's played left back a lot this year, but I think someone else could maybe fit in better at left back. He has just been, after not a great first season at City, he's really done really well this year. Whether that is right back, whether that is left back. And again, he has just been great this season. I think he's popped up a few goals even as well. And yeah, just his all-round play's been really good, I think, as well. He sometimes slots into central midfielder. He's that all well-rounded, but City looks so much better with him in that team. Centre back, the first one's going to be John Stones. He's been great this season. He's really been back to his best after a few shaky years. He's definitely formed a great partnership with Ruben Diaz, who we're going to get onto in a minute. But yeah, it's probably one surprise of the season, to be honest, the rejuvenation of John Stones, because obviously City signed Ake as well, and in the summer they got Laporte, and I mean, you've got to be doing something right if you're keeping Laporte out of the City team, haven't you, really? So yeah, John Stones, in recent weeks, I think he has made quite a few mistakes. The England one against Poland comes to mind. I know that was in the Premier League, but I think he had another one for City. Was it against Leeds? I think it might have been, or someone else, maybe Man United or something like that. But John Stones, apart from those, he's been so consistent and so good all season. And as mentioned a minute ago, his partner at the back is Ruben Diaz again. He has pretty much been City's Van Dijk, and he's slotted straight into that team. I think he's played every game since he's come in, or maybe even every minute since he's come in the Premier League anyway. And he's really rejuvenated that City defence. They look so much better with him. He's just been an absolute rock at the back alongside Stones. Those two have really seemed to form a great partnership at the back. And yeah, obviously another great player. Again, he's literally like City's Van Dijk. If you see it with Liverpool, they were both struggling defensively last season. At the start of this season, Liverpool was struggling defensively before they had Van Dijk, but he really has transformed their defence. He's been so good, and to think he was only 60 million, I know that's still quite a lot, but he's definitely been worth that. He's pretty much won City the Premier League defensively. And the last defender is actually going to be the only non-City player in the back four. It's going to be Luke Shaw. Another player, a bit like John Stones, a real surprise this season. He's really rejuvenated after his leg break, a few years ago. He's really come back. Obviously, they bought Telles in the summer, didn't they, United? And that competition has clearly given him a lot of motivation, clearly. And Telles hasn't even been able to get a shout, really, because Shaw's just been so good this season. He's got quite a few assists as well. I think he's got quite a few key passes as well from left back. And yeah, United are second in the league this year, a bit far off City, but they've done really well to get to that second place ahead of like Liverpool, Chelsea. Spent big money in the summer, both of them. But Luke Shaw, definitely my left back choice. I could have gone for Cancelo left back, then Walker at right back, but I just think I couldn't leave out Shaw. He's been so good this season, and it would be a bit boring if we had an all City back four, wouldn't it? So I did go for Shaw. Now onto my midfield. The first player. This was a really tough one, actually. I found the midfield and maybe the wingers the hardest. First one is going to be Mason Mount for Chelsea. I think the only Chelsea player in this team. But he's just been so consistent. He hasn't been like scoring a load of goals or anything or getting a load of assists, but he's just been so consistent throughout the whole season, and he's really picked up form. I mean, I was one of those people at the start of the season that didn't really rate him a lot, but I really do rate him now. He's really good in my books, and he's done really well at Chelsea. Definitely a future Chelsea captain in my eyes. And again, he's just a great player, isn't he, Mount? And again, he really come on a lot this season. He was good last season, but he's got even better this year, becoming one of Chelsea's talisman, definitely. Definitely a mainstay in that side as well. Scored a couple crucial goals. I believe got the win against Liverpool maybe one or 2 months ago. And there's been many other goals as well that he scored. Is he the new Frank Lampard? Probably won't be that good, but still a quality player. And he's going to be partnered in the central midfield positions with Ilkay Gundogan. Obviously, I think it was that January, February, December peak. He was so good in that peak. Arguably, probably the best player over that 3-month period. He was so good. He just seemed to score 1 or 2 goals every game in that run, which is crucial because I think City were missing Kevin De Bruyne at that time. So for Gundogan to come in and fill in those boots, he's been really good. He hasn't been scoring as many goals as of late, but still, I would have found it hard to miss him for him to miss out here. But I've actually put out Kevin De Bruyne in this team just because maybe I could have put him in there. You can literally, it's a 50-50. It's a flip of a coin between the two. Just De Bruyne hasn't been, I think, his usual best. I still think he's got the most assists in the league. Well, I might still be Harry Kane, to be honest, but he's definitely up there for assists. You can literally put in either or, I don't mind. But I just thought maybe we'll spice it up a bit this year. We'll go Gundogan in the midfield, and also De Bruyne, Mount and Fernandes are a bit attacking. I know Gundogan scored a lot of goals this year, but he'll stay back probably a bit more than De Bruyne would have done. And the cam to finish off the team has to be Bruno Fernandes. I know before you say he's not a penalty merchant, to be fair, but he does score a lot of penalties. But he's just so crucial for United. We've seen how good they've been since they come in. I think their last game before they bought him was the 2-0 defeat to Burnley in the league, which was ages ago now, it seems. But he's just come into the team. He's done really well. Scored a few penalties, I know, but again, he's got goals, he's got assists. He's done really well for United. Is he better all round than De Bruyne? No, I don't think so. I do still think De Bruyne is the better player. But this season, De Bruyne has been injured a lot. I think Fernandes has played maybe all but 1 game this year, so I think Fernandes has to slot into that attacking midfield position for me. Now to the front three. I'm going to start with the striker because I think that's the pretty most obvious one out of the 3. It's Harry Kane, highest goal scorer, I think most assists as well, and he's been injured for quite a bit as well. So Harry Kane has to go in there for me. Back to his best, it seems, and he's really adapted his game to more of a playmaker as well, as it seems. Of course, early on in the season, if you remember, I think like game 2, he got like 4 assists in 1 game against Southampton. Obviously, I support Southampton, so I won't talk about that for too long. But again, he's really adapted his game in terms of assists as well this year to Son. They're building a really good partnership. Son didn't quite make the cut, I will say, in this team, but he was very, very close. I actually gone to that left wing position now. Is I think a tie between 2, Son and Jack Grealish, and I have gone for Grealish just because he's so crucial to Villa's team. And we've seen, I think they are so much worse without him. As we've seen, they're really struggling during this period where they haven't had him in the team. And he's just so crucial to their play. Villa have got other good players like Martinez, Konza, Mings, Douglas Luiz, and Watkins. They're all crucial to Villa, but Grealish is just a step above them. They're good players, all of them, but Grealish is just a step above. And without them, they really are struggling. But Grealish, again, remember at the start of the season when Villa were like, I think they won 4 of their first games or something, when they beat Liverpool 7-2. They had a great start, and they're just so much better with Grealish in the team, and he's really the captain as well of Villa, we can't forget, and that's why I put him on the left wing. The final position, the final player in this 11. Wingers were definitely a tough choice this year. There were no really standout wingers, to be honest with you, but I have gone for Mo Salah of Liverpool, the only Liverpool player in this team. Obviously, they've had a bit of a down year after winning the league last year. I think they're 6th now. Could still get Champions League though, but Salah, I think he's up there in the Golden Boot race. Not his best year by all means, definitely not. But again, he has saved Liverpool with a few goals this season. He started off really well. I think, did he get a hat-trick against Leeds on the opening day, or he got 2 or something like that, didn't he? But yeah, he started off the season really well. He has fallen off a bit since then, but he's still up there in the Golden Boot race. And there wasn't, as I said, really any other standout wingers, to be totally honest. So I have gone for Mo Salah on the right wing. So that is my Premier League team and team. Let's go through it one more time. So goalkeeper Martinez, left back Shaw, centre backs Diaz and Stones, right back Cancelo, centre mid Mount and Gundogan, Cam Fernandes, striker Kane, left wing Grealish and right wing Salah. I will reel off a few honourable mentions, so there was quite a few. Edison, Fofana for Leicester was unfortunate not to squeak in, but you can't really get past that centre-back pairing of Diaz and Stones. Cresswell for West Ham's been really good, and also Sofal, I think. West Ham were really unfortunate not to get a player in this team, to be honest with you. Maybe I could have put a Soucek or Rice in the midfield. Wan-Bissaka's been very good defensively for Manchester United this year. The only thing I think that didn't put him quite past Cancelo was his going forward. He hasn't been that great this year. Kieran Tierney, probably one of the only Arsenal players that's performed consistently this year. Thomas Soucek and Declan Rice, both for West Ham. They've been absolutely great in the midfield together, more so Soucek probably this season. And Didi and Tielemans are another two midfielders for Leicester. They've been great as well this season. De Bruyne probably one of the most, probably I'd say the most unfortunate player to miss out. Jesse Lingard, the only reason he didn't make it in because he didn't play one game in the first half of the season. But for West Ham, he's been absolutely great. Foden as well, unfortunate not to make it, but again, just hasn't really been absolutely consistently playing in the team. Son, another player that probably one of the most unfortunate players not to make it. Patrick Bamford for Leeds has been very good. Marcus Rashford has got a few goals and assists, but just hasn't been performing on a consistent basis. Bukayo Saka for Arsenal has been really good this season. And finally, I will give a mention to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who started off the season really well, but has fallen off a bit since then, a bit like the whole Everton team, to be honest with you. And yeah, that is it for this team. The manager of the year, probably David Moyes. I know Pep has got City top of the league, but to take David Moyes, to take a team that most people thought would be battling relegation into a Champions League battle is incredible. So I have to go for him for manager of the year. And yeah, there's probably a load of players as well that I've missed out here. Maybe Mahrez could have been one as well that springs to mind straight away. But there's just so many players that could have made this, and I'll be here all day if I name them all. So yeah, thank you for watching today, guys. This is my Premier League team of the season for the 2020-21 season. If you have any video ideas, let me know in the comments below. And also subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year on May now. We've got 7 months to get, I think, 36 subscribers it is now. So go and subscribe because we need to get to that 100 mark before the end of the year. That would be greatly appreciated if you can do that. Remember to like as well. Helps the algorithm, but you guys all know that I've heard all that by now. Thank you for watching today, guys, and I'll see you soon.